Guys, welcome to another episode of Losing It with Don. Today is part 2 of my 30-day challenge wrap-up. If you missed part 1, go on over and check it out. In part 1, I talked exclusively about the exercise portion of this and what it's done to me physically, kind of the changes that it made, looking at my muscle growth, muscle mass, things like that. Today I want to talk about the diet aspect of it, or going vegan for 30 days. Guys, at the beginning it was probably the hardest part of the challenge. At the end it was definitely the easiest part of the challenge. Really, having never tried to go vegan before and knowing throughout the past that anytime I eat more carbs than I do fat and protein, it really sends my glucose levels on a roller coaster ride. My sugar spikes. So I wasn't sure what it would do this time, so I really paid a whole lot of attention to my macros. But throughout the process, kind of learning, even when I ate a lot of carbs, my glucose didn't really spike too high. I think 109, 110 might have been the highest that it was for the entire 30 days. But for the most part, as long as I kept my calories down, and if I ate a lot of carbs, I stayed away from eating a lot of fats, my glucose levels stayed really good. I think my average glucose for the entire 30 days is like around 95. And that's amazing to go all 30 days, have my 30-day average to be under 100. Extremely pleased with those results. So I'll pop up my glucose levels here, show a couple different screens, just so you can kind of see where they've been throughout the week or throughout the month. You can see here at the beginning of it, it did take me a little bit of adjusting to get them to where I wanted them to be. But guys, once I got them dialed in, I think my highest morning average was like 100. And I think that was the day after I just ate a ton of food because I was starting to bonk. Needed a lot more calories. That was the second hard part about it, is because vegetables are not as calorie dense as meat products that are high in fat and high in protein. You can eat a lot of food volume wise and not take in a whole lot of calories. I think I had posted this picture earlier. Guys, this plate of food weighs like 2 pounds. That's mostly squash, zucchini, mushrooms, peppers, and I had some Mediterranean quinoa in there. And guys, the thing is, you can eat like a whole cup of squash and have like 35 calories. The same for mushrooms. It's just ridiculous how much you can eat and not really gain a lot of calories. So the thing is that I would eat a lot of food and I would be so full that I couldn't eat any more food, and I would be sitting at 1,200 calories for the entire day, just completely stuffed. Now, when you take into consideration that going to a drive-through and getting a drive-through cheeseburgers, order of fries, and a drink, you're probably pushing 1,200 calories right there in a meal that altogether probably doesn't weigh a pound, and that's the big difference in this. So I loved the diet portion of it. Once I stopped worrying about where my macros had to be, I started enjoying it a lot more. Now, the other thing with the vegan portion of it, guys, it's easy. There are so many good vegan meal options out there now that are ready-made that, for instance, I'm going to pop up here. This is a stuffed poblano that I made. And it looks like there's cheese on it, but there's not. Guys, this whole meal took me maybe 4 minutes to put together. What took the longest was cooking the poblanos, and I even figured out that if I wrap the poblano in a wet paper towel and throw it in the microwave for like 3 minutes while I'm getting everything else ready, that it comes out really nice and tender, and then I'll just brown it in the pan. And I've used either the Chipotle black bean burger as a stuffing for the stuffed poblano, or another time there's these things called Loma Chipotle bowls that you can buy in a pre-package. A lot of food without a whole lot of calories. And guys, you can throw that in the microwave for 90 seconds, pour it to the inside of this poblano and put the cheese sauce on top of it and it's fantastic. So with my stuffed poblano that I've got in the picture here, that cheese sauce is made with coconut milk that you get in the can. It's made with tapioca flour, and it is made with nutritional yeast. That's the only 3 ingredients in this. You mix it together and you can get your cheese sauce. Now you can add salt if you want to get it a little bit saltier. Since I was making this as like a nacho kind of cheese for my stuffed poblano, I put a bunch of chili powder in it and made a fantastic nacho cheese sauce. It's not exactly cheese, it's because there's no dairy products in it whatsoever, but guys, it's a great substitute. So that took about the longest to make. While my poblano was in the microwave, I made up my cheese sauce, and then I threw in a pouch of brown rice, 90 seconds in the microwave. And on this one, I had the Loma bowl, which is 60 seconds in the microwave. So I just put those 2 items in the microwave together and let them go for 90 seconds. Pulled the poblano out of the skillet, laid it on top of the rice, threw in the Loma bowl, poured the cheese sauce over it, and it was done. And I think I'm sitting at around 350 calories, 311 calories. And this is another one of those big meals. It doesn't look like it on the picture on the plate, but guys, I think that meal was about a pound and a half for only 300 calories. You get that eating 1 protein bar, man, and it's ridiculous. So there's lots of different foods out there that make it really easy to do quick, simple, really tasty, really nutritious meals without a whole lot of effort. So I guess now the conclusion is am I staying vegan? No. And the reason is this, guys. I don't like the vegan protein powder. I can have a whey protein powder that's got 20 less calories, 4 more grams of fat, 9 less grams of carbs, and it tastes better by going with the whey protein over the vegan protein. And a week's supply of the vegan protein cost me more than about a month and a half supply of the whey protein. And then the same thing, I like the meal replacement bars, especially, guys, I love to hike, and there's nothing in the world easier than throwing a couple protein bars in the side pocket of my backpack. The vegan bars, you really can't find any that have a really high protein content without spending $2 a bar, where I can buy the protein bars that are made with whey protein. I can get them for about 50 cents a bar. And, money's not tight, but it's also not growing on a tree in my backyard. So, but for the most part, I think I'm going to continue to eat the way that I did on the vegan diet. Vegetables are going to be a much bigger part of my daily diet now than they ever were in the past. Meat, I'm going to do, but very limited. And I'm going to add things back slowly. I had a whey protein shake this morning. I want to see how my body digests the whey. I'm going to stay with the oat and cashew substitutes for milk, because they are, actually, I think they taste better than real milk. A little bit more expensive, but hey, if I'm not having to spend a ton of money on my supplementation, then I can afford to spend a little bit more on my milk substitutes. My favorite part of the vegan diet, I think, has to do with how I feel physically and emotionally. Guys, I have not had to take an anti-inflammatory since like day 5 of eating vegan. So I know that diet is what has a lot to do with that. And I had started talking last week about my resting heart rate. I've been exercising a lot, so you could expect to see my resting heart rate go down. But my wife really hasn't changed her physical fitness routine, but she's been eating vegan with me. Guys, her heart rate has gone down from mid to high 70s down to the low 60s, and all she's done is changed her diet. So every one of us has food sensitivities that we may or may not even be aware of, that a lot of times if you've got something going on a doctor can't figure out, they'll say start eliminating things from your diet and see how that makes you feel. Well, by going vegan, all you're doing is really a plant-based diet, and I can start adding things back in slowly. If I add in whey protein and it doesn't affect me, I'm not going to worry about other dairy products. I might not even worry about cheese. I do like some cheese, especially an apple and some cheese is a perfect snack when you're out on a hike or for the morning before you hit the road. Grab an apple and a piece of cheese. It fills me up, gives me some fuel, gets me going. But I think I'm going to hold off on the cheese for a little bit. I am going to start adding fish in because when I am working out, I love to eat some tuna, salmon. It's probably my two favorites, and I love the sushi with the tuna or maguro sashimi. Oh my God, that's like my favorite food in the entire world. So I'm going to add that back in slowly. And this coming weekend, my sister's coming into town. Hey sis, love you, sweetie. And sis is going to do a country meal for us on Saturday, so I'm going to be eating some cornbread and meatloaf and fried potatoes and pinto beans. So yeah, there's no vegan in that meal whatsoever. So again, guys, I didn't go vegan because of any conscientious or moral objections that I have to meat as food, solely to see how my body handled it and if it helped with some of the problems that I've been having. And I can honestly say that it did. And I will say that going forward here, I am going to be eating a much, much higher plant-based content in my diet. I'm going to severely limit my meat intake. I may not eat red meat, but maybe once or twice a month. Fish I will probably eat once or twice a week. But I know that because of this diet, I can eat good, I can be satisfied, I can eliminate a lot of cravings, and I can go days without eating meat and feel wonderful. So if you are suffering from any type of physical ailment that drugs can't seem to alleviate, that massage or chiropractor, get off of all those things. Try eating vegan. Guys, try it for a week. I'm telling you, it only took 5 days for me to completely feel like a different person eating vegan versus eating a high meat content diet. My weight loss was incredible. If you watch the other video, I lost like 26 pounds. And I know that the vegan diet had the majority to do with that because I was in a huge calorie deficit for the entire diet. But guys, I was also walking 10 miles a day. Now today, I've been eating about the same with the exception of, having the whey protein versus the plant-based protein. And I am not nearly in the same calorie deficit, but I've only walked like 5 miles today. So those calories that I was burning on that walk is what really helped to keep me in the deficit. I think if I was eating the diet I was eating and not doing but 5 miles a day, I would have still lost weight. It just would not have been at the same rate. So that's one of the things you got to keep in mind, guys. If you're going to go vegan to lose weight, you got to exercise too. No diet alone is going to make you lose weight. No exercise alone is going to make you lose weight. You've got to control what you're putting into your body. You've got to burn more calories than you're eating. So if I was walking 10 miles a day but eating a gallon of ice cream a day, I would have gained weight during this whole episode or experiment. So guys, that's it. Appreciate you for following along. Starting a whole new challenge tomorrow. I hope you guys tune into that. I've got the links posted on my 30-day challenge Facebook page that breaks down the routine for each of the exercises. Go over and check those out. You don't have to get special permissions or anything to join the My 30-Day Challenge. I've made it completely wide open so anybody can follow and join. And I'd love to see some of you guys try it. And you don't even have to do all of it. If you only want to work on the push-ups or you only want to work on the abs and you don't want to do pull-ups at all, then hey, jump in and do that. So anyway, guys, that's it for Losing It with Don. We'll catch you next time.